Hey everybody, Iron Obi, and I'm back again for another Destiny video. This time we're going to be taking a breakdown of the This Week at Bungie 2/10/2022. This is exactly, what, 2 weeks before Witch Queen launches? Basically like 2.5 weeks. This is an interesting one, and I was going to make a video where I was going to talk about the whole, I was going to talk about exotics and do an exotic breakdown, but I was waiting for the TWAB to see if this had any relevant information, and it does, as you'll find out in this. It basically goes through all the exotics in the game. So spoiler warning, if you don't want to know anything about the exotics in Witch Queen going forward, don't watch this video. But if you are here still and you want to know what the exotics are, and maybe we'll see a little bit of Void 3.0 in here, because it does detail it in the This Week at Bungie, stick around and I'll talk about it, and maybe we can get some answers. Also, there's just one weird thing in one of their promotional materials I wanted to point out, and it just bothered me. I was like, wait a minute, that's not real. Okay, so we'll go over it real quick. What a week so far, and we still have a little more time to go before Witch Queen finally arrives later this month. A lot of new info has dropped this week, an enticing new vid doc, which I broke down on the trend. And the breakdown may have been asking for regards 3.0, because we didn't really know a ton about it, but now we are going to get some we got some intense breakdowns. I'll link that. I'll link the Void 3.0 breakish down in the description box. But then they did this really cool interactive experience, which I just did. It was okay. I mean, if you don't know anything about Destiny 2 and haven't really been following the story since then, this is not a bad refresher. Like, it's not terrible. I watched through it and I was like, it's okay. Nothing too crazy to blow my mind. But again, it's okay. If you didn't get it, you can also, now maybe I'll link that in the description as well. All right, 3.0. If you've played Destiny at all, you've played Beyond Light at all, you know a lot about aspects and fragments and how that worked with stasis, and obviously 3.0 Void is going to be the first of the initial light subclasses to get a basically reworked class tree, effectively. First introducing stasis with Beyond Light expansion, so offers players one option to choose for how they take battle. Aspects are class-specific items that players can choose when they revamp Void abilities. Fragments are non-specific, that there are additional enhancement in how gameplay feels. I guess it could be anything from like sliding produces something or what have you. But okay, Titans. Let's go with Titans. Word of Dawn can now almost be completely instantly activated while also becoming the fastest super cooldown tier for ease of access. Because if you don't know, they did a whole thing where they were going to have the supers balanced as tiers, and some, I guess what they considered lower tier supers were going to be able to charge faster than higher tier supers. So it makes Word of Dawn even more powerful. That's fine. There's nothing. Yeah, Word of Dawn's activation, like that's like the weakest. Some of the weakest parts of Titan stuff is when you have your barrier. Like you hold down your B button or hold down a circle to proc a barrier. It just takes too long to come out, man. Like, just speed up the animation to make it viable. Because I pop it half the time, and I get murdered by, if it's not a player, it's a PvE thing, murders me before the barrier can even go up, so I just die, and that's terrible. So this is cool. Maybe we'll see eventually barriers getting that same treatment and getting that speed up or whatever, because that's good. But that's good for Word of Dawn. Sentinel Shield will still let Titans harness their inner Captain America with thrown shield, providing range damage as a shield bash grants an overshield. We've seen this in the vid doc, and I may put up some footage real quick here where we just see a Titan just kind of chuck it. He just kind of chucks it out of nowhere with a hunter right next to him. So that's nice that that's our throwing ability. Again, Titans were kind of like the only class in Destiny that didn't have some sort of melee projectile. Now that I think about it, I don't know that Warlocks have them at all anymore. No, they've got Top Tree Dawnblade, so they can throw fire at you. But Titan, we had a hammer. And that was it, and we had to pick it back up again. And the hammer was okay, but it just didn't feel great to throw it and like hit somebody in the head and have it do nothing. So this is great. Giving Titans more throwing abilities to put them on par with every other class is awesome. I can't wait for that to be nerfed. You're going to hear that a lot when I talk about anything Titans, because generally, once Titans get anything marginally good, it generally gets knocked down immediately within like 2 weeks of it launching. Titan aspects include Controlled Demolition, Bastion, Offensive Bulwark, all of which can be found in the blog post here. I'm not going to go to total breakdown, as other people have already done that, and this video would be like, I don't know, like 20 minutes long. Hunters will still have the epitome of stealth, now even more control over what the enemies see or don't see. Mobius Quiver changes will fire off a volley of 3 arrows that can track targets and make them volatile when tethered. That's cool. I mean, I guess it makes the 3 volley, the rapid fire, more reliable or more valuable. Default will see the void anchors pull in enemies to a desired location from surface and target impact. Mind you, these are fragments. Snare Bomb mainly also do more damage to weakened opponents, particularly in PvP when it removes an enemy's player's HUD and obstructs their in-game view. That'll be annoying, as it's already been annoying for the last whole time that you get hit with it. No one likes getting hit with a smoke bomb in PvP. And the Hunter aspects include Trapper's Ambush, Vanishing Step, and Stylist Executioner. Moving on to Warlocks. Sting like a bee, float like a Warlock. Because 3.0 fine-tunes what makes Warlocks so valuable, makes them truly a force to be reckoned with. Warlocks have always generally been, like, I don't know that Warlocks have ever been in a bad spot, so this will not be anything new. They'll still be obviously great. Nova Warp Super with the Vortex Super enhancement allows players to teleport efficiently to unleash the ultimate void attack while drawing enemies in and trapping them within a web of carnage. So it sounds like you'll be able to go into Nova Warp, and then maybe when you do the detonation, it leaves behind, like, a black hole that kind of sucks in nearby enemies, maybe. Nova Bomb with the Catalysm enhancement allows for more control when Warlocks on the hunt for enemies to take out, particularly in PvP. Detonations will disperse into smaller tracking projectiles. Shoot the Nova Bomb and also detonate early. Again, it's not really different from a regular Nova Bomb, or at least top tree Nova Bomb. Void 3-point melee with pocket singularity unleashes void that detonates when near foes, making them volatile when they control their position in relation to the blast zone. That could be really useful for ad clear. Kind of almost sounds like the Titans sort of put a bomb. It's controlled detonation, but it detonates when they get close to each other. Warlock aspects include Chaos, Accelerant, Feed the Void, and Child of the Older Gods, which we saw a little bit in older content. What about new lights? It's a good question. Glad you asked. New lights are new players, as we refer to them in D2. Will be able to earn their first aspects during the New Light campaign. This is not really a rework of New Light that New Light supposedly needs, but I guess it gets some void. Also, they'll start with all the classes as a New Light will start with void subclasses. So you have to, instead of solar or arc. I think that's going to be confusing because you have to now explain why void has a different like design than solar and arc does. I don't know. The New Light experience is if you don't know what you're doing is tough. It's a little tough. And then they start with a bunch of these various scatter grenades, all these things for the New Light players. And then the Legendary campaign. Some Guardians have been asking for more challenge than we did. I wanted to know more about this because we didn't know really what you get from Legendary campaign mode. I know it's something me and my team will probably be doing from the base game just to try to get, because there's going to be 3 of us, so it's going to be tough. Double chest rewards offering 1 to 3 extra chests per mission. This is if you're doing the game on Legendary. Each chest will give you Word Pool gear, XP, upgrade modules, Glimmer. Legendary player. Okay, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about armor. If you are a player who is playing on the legendary difficulty of the campaign, you will also be able to earn Throne World armor, which is just armor that I believe populates the Throne World and unlocks at a faster rate. Okay, basic stuff. Basically, higher the risk means higher the reward, especially when getting the new powers off cap in the Witch Queen, which is 1500. That's important, and that's going to be really, really difficult. Not really difficult. This is going to be really good for people who want to get past that 1350 grind to the 1500 grind. Just can be slow and really annoying. So this will be great for people wanting to skip that. And I've already said in other videos, so I know it's what I'll be doing. Hopefully it's what a lot of other people will be doing too, because I know people have asked Bungie for a tougher campaign, and it looks like they're trying to deliver it. By the way, I love this art. This is awesome. You should definitely go here and get it if you get for your art for your background on computer. I know I have. So, are there any unique rewards for completing the story on Legendary? All missions on Legendary will reward players, completing them all, will reward players with a new emblem, a triumph for the newest title of Throne World, a set of gear 20 above the soft cap at 1520 power, 8 upgrade modules, a new Witch Queen exotic armor that is reserved generally for Lost Sector drops, like hard endgame, like Master and Legend Lost Sector drops. And then exclusive Bungie rewards, which we don't know about yet, but obviously generally when Bungie has some sort of tricky challenge or something like that, it ties something into the Bungie store. Maybe that's a weird little doll, or you could see a shirt or whatever. We'll see. Legendary campaign is designed to be harder than Legend Nightfall. Okay, that's though it is easier to solo than a solo dungeon. Okay, so that's not that bad. I was expecting way more difficult, but for someone this is nothing. Legend Nightfalls are nothing. Enemies are more difficult, more aggressive. They have higher damage resistance, more challenging to stagger, and shield are stronger on matched damage types. The challenge of Legendary also comes with switching up enemy interactions. Infiltration, like swapping out an elite for a boss, or having an influx of more red bar foes. It'll be interesting. I'm excited. This is maybe the thing that's got me maybe the most excited. Like 3.0, Void, cool. New exotics, awesome. Tougher enemy campaign for more challenging content, I'm all for it. Can I overlevel this content? Each mission caps your power. So the Argonians have an even playing field to avoid feeling like every step is a grind. The mission launch screen will have a skull displaying each mission's max effective power. If you're underpowered, be prepared for... Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay. So if you're underleveled, it won't matter because everyone has... I guess it doesn't matter. Even if you level over the content, you'll still be raid contest mode down to make it more difficult, so you can't just blow past it. We've had a lot of inspirational content in the past, but Legend gives us a chance. This basically talks about how enemy damage and health scales to match your fire team, but it won't be totally like 1-to-1 because no one wants to fight a boss that has like triple the health. Like, that's not cool. But it will keep veterans on their toes. I guarantee you we're going to start seeing solo runs from people like Esoteric and stuff. But again, if it's not higher than a Legend Nightfall, I don't think it's going to be... For a veteran D2 player or just even a veteran Destiny player in general, I don't think the Legendary campaign is probably going to be too banging that you're like, I can't do this. I got to get out of here. I got to bring it down. We also don't want to trivialize Dark Encounters compared to solo play. So that's when you are locked and like if you die, you can't res yourself. So if you're limited to 1 revive per player for each darkness zone and a shared number of timer of 40 seconds before an automatic wipe happens. This will be difficult if your teammates die a lot. We said time and time again, we have to stay close to your friends and be ready to pick them up when they fall. Will players be able to tone things down? Yeah, they did talk about this. You leave the instance and you'll have to relaunch it. You can't do it on the fly. You can't just go like pause it and just go, I'll turn the difficulty down. You have to physically leave the mission, go back in. This is what I'll see this video's up. They did this like heroes welcome thing, which I guess was kind of like a sort of a community focus and charities and things like that. The first video is just in the future. I say in the future features will directly showcase real players within the community, bringing dozens of others, trying new legends around the world. Because I think the video has no one. I was like, who are these people? Shares epic. Yeah, Humazi. He kills it every time. Never feel the good feel that his community has to offer. So this I just thought was funny. And I may even just mute this. I'm not even gonna play it, but I was playing the audio. Okay. The rest of it's completely fine, but like somewhere along the way, it just kind of like. Unfortunately, as a Destiny player, it's just one of those things that you notice that you're like, what? Wait a minute, and it's about to happen right here. We have a hunter pop a bubble. I don't know how the hunter has popped the bubble, but it's definitely a hunter because he has a cape. Definitely has a cape, and he's definitely popping a bubble. So, is there something we don't know about? Is there something what's wrong with this whole thing? I'm missing something? I played a Titan since D1, so I don't remember this being on Hunters, but I just thought I think that's just a strange oversight, like it's just something that they were like, yeah, that's fine to prove it, and that's it. That's literally it. I thought that was just funny. I noted it on Twitter. And then this is a bunch of the community-driven stuff. But in general, okay, here's some of the exotics. So this is going to probably be, I'll run this video over 20 minutes. I didn't want to. Pretending, so it's all fun and games with Destiny class war until somebody takes it seriously. Let's dive into what the goodies have. So this was the first, one of the first ones that was spotted. This is the Lorelei, I think it's Lorelei Splendor Helm. It's a Titan Sunspot helmet, which is nice. But what it does is its perks allows sunspots to heal players when they have Sun Warrior. So believably, it's just a heal for Sunspot Titans. Originally, how Sunspot works now is if you go into it, it just extends your super and I think recharges your melee and your grenade. But what this is now saying, that if you are a Titan and you're wearing this helmet and you go into a sunspot, it'll start healing you as well. That's good. You know, that's okay. And longer supers and more damage, so that's okay. That's all right. I don't think that's anything crazy, but it'll be cool to have another fire exotic. I love Sunspot. Love me some Sunspot. And then this chest piece we've seen too, the Hoarfrost. All it does is replace the barricade with this giant block of ice that I think slows people. And it works kind of just like a rally barricade, but I guess larger and made of ice. We'll see. I don't know that it's going to be that meta. Maybe I'll be wrong, but like I just don't see it being like this great exotic, unfortunately. And I think everyone's kind of got like a weird exotics, except for Warlock. I think Warlocks came out pretty all right. Obviously, we know about the Second Filaments armor. Everyone called these Devouring Rift originally. So when they cast an Empowering Rift, you can get, I think what was it said, that it heals you, it gets you, and it's basically an exotic that makes Empowering Rift also heal. So it's basically an exotic that just fuses the rifts together. Cool, that'll be good for maybe some kind of casual content. And then obviously probably this in PvP is further cold. They get 2 cold snap grenades and they travel farther. So that'll be annoying in PvP. Maybe the Stasis Warlock will come back, because honestly I don't see a ton of Stasis in the PvP that I play, but maybe that'll bring it back into the forefront. And then Hunters, this is the Voltac Mirror perk, but it's the Blighted Ranger Helm. This is the one that you're deflected. If you're in your Arc Super and you deflect projectiles, the projectiles do more damage. Kind of niche. Again, maybe with the Lucent Brood, it'll become more of a prominent thing. Like maybe that'll be better, but we'll see. I don't know. The reaction I have from the people, 2 hunters I know, were kind of like, man, I don't know about this. This seems kind of like goofy. And then the arms, which I don't think we had seen, Renewal Grasp, Depths of Duskfield, it basically gives much larger radius for dust fields, while nerfing incoming damage for allies within the dust field range, and target locks within that space will also deal out reduced damage, so don't go there and make those hive cry. So this is actually probably a great stasis exotic for hunters. Like, is it massive back risk? Probably not, but for just, again, maybe some chill content, you could swap this on, throw dust field out grenade, and just kind of give your teammates and the enemy debuffs and buffs. So maybe, might not be the bad. So I think that's okay. And then I think everything else is literally just your Witch Queen release schedules. Here's when the dates are for when it's going to be brought offline on the 21st. And then when it's going to be, you can preload it on the 21st. And then when it'll be available to play. And now expect a queue. Honestly, expect a queue for this game. They've said it. I'll say it. It's going to happen. Like, it's definitely going to happen. So just prep for that. Get in there. Get up early if you want to. And then you can hopefully you'll get in. Good luck if you can. And if you do, have a good time. All right, guys, I've been Inobi, and that's been kind of the breakdown of some of the exotics and some of the Void 3.0 that will be coming. Some new light stuff, legendary talking a little bit, and what you can expect from that. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Witch Queen in a little while. Bye.